So I applied for a job at TJ Maxx a few weeks ago and they denied my application.
Gee, I wonder what it could be. Alright, up next, it's time for Brad vs. TikTok, my series where I react to the craziest and cringiest ideas from the Clock app. Today, a TikToker is getting dragged even by the TikTok users, who are usually very sympathetic, for her absurd victim story. Don't forget to hit that like button, and now, let's take a listen.
So I wanted to come on here and talk about something that is really starting to annoy me. So I applied for a job at TJ Maxx a few weeks ago and they denied my application. They couldn't even call me. They just sent me some automated email.
Gee, I wonder what it could be that a company doesn't want to hire you in a customer service position dealing with women and children. What could it be?
So I went in today and I was like, so what was the reason I didn't get hired? And she was like, oh, like, you just, like, don't have enough experience. There was candidates that had, like, more experience than you. And, you know, I asked her if it was about my tattoos, obviously, because I know a lot of places don't like tattoos. She said that wasn't the reason. I don't feel like that's true, but...
Okay, is it just me, or is it kind of, like, wild and entitled to, like, march in and demand to know the reason you weren't hired? Like, you don't have a divine right to a job somewhere and they didn't pick you. I'm sure they got lots of applications. If anything, that attitude would have been a red flag for me that would have made me not hire you, even if I didn't care at all about your tattoos and piercings and all that stuff, which, you know, I want to say, I don't care. Your body, your life, you do you, but they are very aggressive.
But whatever, I'll leave it at that. So I'm just wondering how, like, teenagers and young adults who haven't had a job before, how are they supposed to get employed if these places are only hiring people with experience? So younger people just can't get a job because they haven't worked enough?
So here's the thing. I don't think it was actually about the experience. I think it was about your tattoos, about your piercings, and about some of the things that you post on social media, which we will get into. Because there's actually been labor shortages in a lot of these places, and it does depend on what part of the country you're in, but I don't think for a lot of young teenagers, it's really very hard to get a part-time job. But most of them haven't done all that to themselves.
So, like, they'll deny a 16-year-old a job because they don't have enough work experience. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I do okay with money as is, so I didn't, like, need the job, but I would have liked it to have made some extra money so I could pay off my debt quicker. I want you guys to talk about in the comments what it's been like for you finding a job recently, like if it's been easy or if it's been difficult, and I want to know, like, what kind of experience you guys have, because I want to see if I'm the only person that's, like, experiencing this right now or not. And, you know, I hate that my tattoos are such a defining factor for me getting a job or not. Like, just because I have tattoos doesn't mean I'm not gonna be a good worker. Like, I do not understand that at all.
So here's the thing, I actually agree with this. Like, just because you have a ton of aggressive tattoos doesn't mean you wouldn't be a good worker. You might be a really hardworking person, you sound like you want to hustle, you want to pay off your debt, and I respect all of that. Personally, for me, it wouldn't bother me that much. I would not mind so much, but I do think you have to be realistic as an adult when you're going and getting face tattoos, when you're getting, you know, the bull nose ring like the bulls have, right? When you're doing all of that, you had to have known that that could potentially affect your ability to get this kind of job that's customer service facing. Like, it is on you as an adult to think through the logical consequences of your actions and then weigh the costs and benefits and make a decision. But if you don't do that, if you just willy-nilly go and do something like this without considering the consequences, and then you expect us to feel bad for you, I don't know. It's not really going to happen, at least not for me.
Because quite literally some of the most smart, intelligent people I've ever met are people with tattoos and piercings.
Sure.
I could be wrong, but I've seen that, like, in Europe, like, people with tattoos and piercings can get jobs, like, way easier there. So why is America not hopped on the bandwagon? Another thing too is like all these places, they say that they're hiring, but I feel like they're not. Because I shop at all of these stores and I see hiring now signs, but those signs have been up for months and I know plenty of people are looking for work. So how have they still not hired people? Sorry for the long ranting video, but I just feel like this is something that needs to be talked about. It's so annoying. And for anyone that is looking for a job right now that is younger and doesn't have experience, I truly wish you the best of luck because it is very hard out here right now.
So the thing I loved about this video is that normally the audience on TikTok is like super woke, super sympathetic to people's like identities and marginalization and victimhood and all that. But even they were having absolutely none of this chick's narrative. LOL, you scare the kids. Tattooer here, it's probably the tattoos. HR supervisor here, there is no way any company would put you in front of customers like TJ Maxx. I want to be this Delulu. I worked at TJ Maxx and they will hire just about anyone that comes off the street. It's definitely the tattoos and piercings. Have you tried piercing or tattoo shops? There's a reason that tattoo artists refer to face tattoos as career enders. I don't think it's because you have tattoos. I think it's where you have the tattoos. Choices have consequences. It's your tattoos and your energy. I just love that even TikTok wasn't having this chick's BS. And again, we just have an epidemic of people who are unwilling to accept the consequences of their decisions. But baby girl, that's part of being an adult. And I will also note that the reason they may not have hired you, sweetie, is because they probably did a social media check and found that you post things like this to Instagram. Now, as a gay guy, I was a little bit traumatized by viewing this photo, but it's your body and your life. Like, post whatever you want. Knock yourself out. You then can't act shocked or surprised when prospective employers look up the fact that you're nude all over the internet and don't want to hire you. Again, it's just the predictable consequences of your own actions. But after all of this was pointed out to her, she responded with a video just further playing into her notion as a victim and also giving more of this very off-putting energy.
Wow, it's not even 7 a.m. I woke up and read the comments on my video and I have a lot to say. You guys missed the point of that video entirely. I don't need that job at TJ Maxx. I make plenty of money. If I didn't make enough money, I would not be able to afford a Dodge Challenger that has a almost $500 monthly payment.
Did she just try to flex on us with a Dodge Charger? I mean, that's perfectly a fine car to drive, but like, it's not your Lambo, baby girl. And taking out a car loan with a car payment is also not a financial flex because people who actually have money buy their cars. They don't take out loans with huge amounts of money just going to interest.
I have thousands of dollars worth of artwork on my body. I have $7,000 breast implants, and I have about $3,000 of filler in my face.
Oh, this girl's testing me so hard because y'all know I have a rule of not commenting or making fun of people's looks. But all I'm saying is that personally, if it was me, I would want a refund.
And it's crazy. It's like, you need to have money to do those things. I just wanted the job
Stop bragging.
to make more money, because what's wrong with wanting to make more money?
Okay.
But, I posted that video because I knew I was going to get exactly those kind of reactions. And there's people saying, oh, it's because of your satanic tattoos. So if it is about my satanic tattoos, that's religious discrimination, which it's illegal to discriminate against someone based off of their religious beliefs. And appearance has nothing to do with work skills.
Okay, so actually she might have a point about the religious thing, although they could argue that it's not the religious element of it, it's the scary and aggressive nature of it and positioning of the tattoos. And again, yes, tattoos have nothing to do with work experience, but your appearance and presentation for a customer service role is relevant. I'm just honestly impressed by the extent to which she's still convincing herself that she's totally the victim here.
Other comments that I noticed is people said that I voted for Biden. I haven't voted before and I would never vote for him. And people are like, "Oh,
Okay,
well,
well,
leave
yeah, what does that have to do with
America."
anything?
Once my husband is out of the military, that is our plan. But, since he has a military contract to serve out, we can't just leave quite yet.
Okay, bye. Don't let the door hit you. I'm so sick of all these TikTokers crapping on America and saying how bad it is and how much they want to leave. Like, go then. Go. Once again, I think we should buy people with taxpayer money, buy people like this a one-way ticket on the condition that they can't come back, and we're going to give their citizenship to a hardworking immigrant with skills in STEM or something that wants to come to this country and contribute and won't play the victim all the time.
So funny because it's always like older generations that say that younger people are the ones that get all triggered and stuff the most when I think it's quite literally the opposite. And old people are in my comments saying that they're afraid of me. Good. I'm glad. I don't want to be around you.
So you are glad that old people are scared of you, but you're shocked that a company doesn't want to hire you for a customer service position. Girl, the math isn't mathing today.
Old people are quite literally the reason why the United States is in quite literal chaos right now. All of these politicians literally look like they're about to take their last breath.
What does politics have to do with this?
Bottom line, everyone missed the whole point of that video. I don't need that job. I make enough money. So yeah. I am gonna go enjoy my day getting some Starbucks and shopping.
Actually, girl, I don't think it's all of us who are missing the point here. It's you who refuses to take accountability for your own actions and is dedicated to constantly making yourself the victim while projecting this entitled, braggadocious energy that is really not it. I would just encourage you to do a little bit of introspection and maybe open yourself up to the idea that some of your critics might be onto something. But what do you guys think? Do you side with her or sympathize with her somehow? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button and maybe even consider subscribing and sticking around if you somehow got a kick out of all that craziness.